Hello everyone, welcome to sayaka.bilingual.sensei. 皆さんこんにちは、sayaka.bilingual 先生へようこそ。So today's topic is going to be about a pronunciation tip. And what I notice with a lot of my students is that whether they're learning English or whether they're learning Japanese, they often struggle with the pronunciation. And I think when you are learning a language, it's super crucial to learn the correct pronunciation whenever you're building a foundation. So that's why I wanted to talk about how to pronounceらりるれろ. And for Japanese people who are trying to learn English, I want to explain the distinction that we make between L's and R's. So, because of theらりるれろ, it's actually super difficult for us Japanese to pronounce the L's and R's in English. So hopefully I can give you some insight on how to do that. And the way I'm going to structure this video, I'm going to split in half. So the first half, I'm going to be speaking in English and I'm going to explain to the Japanese learners how to pronounceらりるれろ. And then the second half, I'm going to switch to Japanese and I'm going to explain how to pronounce L's and R's. Alrighty, so let's get started. Alright, so for Japanese learners, I'm going to show you how to pronounceらりるれろ. And the reason why I want to talk about this first is because for Japanese learners, it's important to learn the hiragana, which is the Japanese alphabet, right? And if you don't know hiragana, there is a romaji that will help you understand how to read or how to pronounce them. But what I notice is thatらりるれろis always written as la, like R and A. So whenever you see that as an English speaker, you might think, okay, it's R and A, so I think I should pronounce it like this, ra. But that's actually not quite right. Because in Japanese, we don't really have the ra sound. We only have la. You see the difference? So let me say some of the words that you might know in Japanese, and I'll give you some idea of how it's sort of different when English speakers pronounce it, whereas how Japanese native speakers will pronounce it, okay? So the first word, ramen. This is how Japanese people will pronounce it. But for English speakers, you might say ramen. Or another one, sakura, cherry blossom, sakura. So you might say sakura, but that's not quite right? And you might know this word, thank you, arigato. But for English speakers, it might be easier to say arigato. So you see the difference, right? In Japanese, again, we don't have the ra, ri, ru, re, ro. We don't have that sound. We say it likeらりるれろ. So let me jump into a little bit of technical part here. I'm going to talk about where your tongue is located. And that's the most important thing I want you to pay attention whenever you're trying to pronounce the wordらりるれろ. So whenever you're pronouncing the words in English with R's, you notice that your tongue is not touching anywhere inside your mouth, right? Let's actually pronounce this word butter. Right? When you say this word butter, you notice that your tongue is actually touching the upper teeth, sort of like the back of the upper teeth and roof of the mouth. You notice that you're touching it, and so try to pay attention to where your tongue is located at that time when you're pronouncing butter. That's where your tongue should be when you're sayingらりるれろ. So that's the main difference between the R and Japaneseらりるれろ. Okay, so now that you know where your tongue should be located, let's actually practice using words that haveらりるれろ. So you can repeat after me. So first word, ラーメン。リンゴ。春。レストラン。ロケット。Were you able to say it? So I did use some of the words that you might already know. For example, like rocket. So rocket, in English we say like rocket. but in Japanese it's going to be ロケット。So you see the big difference, right? So I hope that in this part you were able to understand how we pronounce らりるれろ in Japanese. Okay, so now I'm going to switch it to Japanese, and in the next part I'm going to talk about how to pronounce L's and R's for English learners. So again, because of this らりるれろ, Japanese people have hard time distinguishing between L's and R's. So if you want to know about why Japanese people struggle in the first place, and if you want to know a little bit deeper about a technical part of where your tongue is located whenever you're saying L's and R's, I think by understanding that, it might give you an insight on how to properly pronounce らりるれろ as well. So let's get started. はい、では、ここからは英語を学んでいる日本人の方に向けて L と R の発音の仕方について教えたいと思います。もう本当に日本人にとって L と R っていうのは難しいですよね。私も L と R が入っている単語が並んでいる文章とか来ちゃうと、ちょっと頑張らないと、ちょっと気合を入れないとって気持ちになるんですけど、そんな感じでどうして日本人には L と R の発音が難しいか。それはやっぱりそのような発音が私たちの言語にないからですよね。だから、まずは L と R の違いがわかるかなっていうリスニングの部分から入っていって、そこから発音の仕方など詳しく説明したいと思います。ではやってみましょう。はい、では今から2つの単語を言います。で、この2つの単語 L と R から始まっていますので、その違いを皆さん聞き分けられるかやってみましょうか。じゃあまず1つ目。light, right, light, right。2つ目。lead, read, lead, read。3つ目。glass, grass, glass, grass。聞き取れましたかね？違いが分かった人、すごいです。そんな感じで違いに着目して、では次はちょっとテクニカルな部分いきますよ。これはやっぱり下の位置っていうのがとっても大切になってきますね。L と R の発音の仕方は下の位置、あとどこから声を出すかっていうのがポイントになってきます。ではまず L についてお話ししますね。はい、ではまず L の下の位置。下の位置で言いますと、私たちはラリルレロを発音するときに、もちろん下はどこか触ってますよね、口の中で。どこだろうってピンポイントで言うと、上顎のあたりを触ってますよね。でも L を発音するとき、下っていうのは歯の裏につけるっていう風に考えていただきたいです。歯の裏につけて L をはっきり発音する。逆に歯と歯で噛んでしまうと、しっかりと L が発音できないので、歯の裏に舌をつけて L を発音する。ここがポイントです。例えば、カタカナで言いますと、ライトっていう風になりますけど、英語でその単語を言うと、light。私の下の位置、日本語でライトっていう時は上の方にあります。でも、light で英語で言う時は、歯の裏に舌があります。その違い、わかると L が綺麗に発音できます。はい。では続いては R の下の位置についてお話ししたいと思います。R はですね、実はどこにも触れてないっていうのがポイントです。R を言うとき、下は口の中、上顎、歯の先、どこにもついていません。舌を少し巻くようにして R を発音します。で、ここでもう一つポイントがあってですね、R を言うとき、私の口の動き見てたらわかると思うんですけど、うという風に口を少しすぼめてから R を発音します。例えば、right。私は light とは言わずに right って言ってます。なので、このうの口、最初にうの口を作ることを心がけてみると、綺麗に R が発音できると思います。あとはですね、lights っていう時は結構口の中から声が出てるっていう感覚でいいんですけど、R を言う時 right 喉の奥から声を出すっていうこともイメージしていただけると R より綺麗になります。 はい、ではですね、このように下の位置とても重要ですので、L とR の下の位置に注意して、では一緒に発音してみましょうか。はい、では私の後に続いて言ってみましょう。light, light, right, right, lane, lane, rain, rain, long, long, wrong, wrong, glass, glass, grass, grass。はい、こんな感じでできましたかね？綺麗に発音。できなくても大丈夫です。この違いがわかることっていうのが、第一歩なので、どんどん自分で練習して発音できるようになってください。Alrighty, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys were able to learn how to pronounce らりるれろ。そして英語学習をしている日本人の方も L と R の発音の違い分かっていただけたでしょうか？やはり難しいですよね。でもこの違いを聞き分けられて、ここから綺麗に発音できるように頑張って練習していきましょう。Okay, so if you're interested in learning English or Japanese with me, please feel free to check out my website, and I'm currently doing a completely free trial lesson. So if you want to learn more about how my lesson is structured, please feel free to check it out. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you can like and comment as well, that'll be amazing. If you can let me know what are other pronunciation tips that you want to hear from me, or if you want to know any other cultural differences that you're interested between the US and Japan, I will be more than happy to share with you all. So please feel free to reach out or comment. Alrighty, so thank you so much again for checking out my video, and I hope to see you again soon. またね。